Closer to your table here, and lo and behold, I've got a free hand, but I'm kind of staggering around. Too much Blatz. It's okay, Blatz man, you just stay put. I know you're always watching the shop for me. I talked about some of the security that we had, and I know you're head of security here. The Crazy Picker Life with Wheeler, Dealer, and Banana Peeler. Good Monday morning, fellow pickers and would-be adventurers. It's Dealer. Haha, Crazy Picker Lifetime. Yes, it is Monday morning, and we're just after midnight. Actually, 1:15 a.m. Guess what I'm doing? I'm packing. So I'm going to share the items this morning that I'm sending out, and I meant to total them up, so I guess I'm not going to do that. It's not a huge day. It's an average day. I did diligently pack till the end on Saturday night, so I didn't leave much for me to pack on Monday morning. I had everything caught up, and so let's see, what would this be? About 24 hours of orders then. It's not too bad. A couple of details. I had mentioned I had trouble with my labels, and my short-term solution was just to tape them down until I found out what was going on with the stickers that I'm using, the labels that I'm using, if they had bad adhesives or what. I put a date on here, 12/10. That's a little more than 24 hours ago. Let's see, 12/11, when is today? Yeah, so it's, 26 hours ago, something like that. Somebody told me if I tape it, the label will disappear. I don't think mine are that kind of label. I don't even remember. I'd have to read it again, but I don't think my type of label will disappear. So I put tape across it. Let's see if Dealer is either gullible, or if it disappears, or if it doesn't disappear, I don't know what, but I'm testing it. Meanwhile, I've been taping on the sides to hold the labels on there, because obviously I don't want them to fall off until I can get some stickier labels, which is ridiculous. I've never had that problem in 5 years of using these labels, so yes. Okay, so the jump start I have on my packing, this is from Saturday night. I bet there's 7 down in there. Yeah, 7, 8, and that UPS is from before. So we have 9 here. Let's go look at what I'm shipping. Now, we had a sort of a movie party or whatever Saturday night with the boys after we were done. Look at all this popcorn and snacks. Good grief, no wonder we have Banana Peeler vacuum. Looks like we had a crazy party. There's stuff all over the place. And then yesterday, or today, well, it's yesterday now, Sunday, 3:30 to whenever, we had a Packer party. The Packers are back in the hunt. They beat Seattle handily. So I guess everybody was excited and were throwing their snacks all over or something. Ay. All right, so what do we got? I did something a little bit different. I pulled all the orders and set them here, which is not necessarily ideal as far as packing them, but I don't have a table out there. I usually get 1 or 2 at a time. I'm going to see how I like this too. I may design my new thing to pick all the orders and then pack. I think that's the best way to do it. I don't know. All this shooting videos makes me think and try different things, and I guess that's good. I don't get stuck in my set in my ways. Okay, so I sold some trains. I've had these for a while. I've got them listed a while back. This single one is a Lionel train. It's a Illinois Central Ponchart train combo car 67221. For whatever reason, I listed that one separately. It sold for $30 plus 15 shipping. This set of 4 is all Illinois Central. These kind of light up. Those are pretty neat. $159.22 plus $24 shipping. None of those are new, but they do have the box. And then there's some camera stuff. Here's a little Kodak Series 7 adapter ring, sold for $13.34, free shipping. This is a big clunker zoom lens, Tamron. Typically we will not pick those up unless they're either good ones or they will come either on cameras or with lots. This one sold for $19.65, going out to North Carolina, free shipping. Not really worth it. I can't put that in a bubble mailer very easy. The glass elements and things like that combined with cold and heat, it would get banged up and probably not make it. So that has to go in a box. That'll be 2 pounds, I bet. And that kind of shoots you in the foot. Sony Digital Handycam TRV 140, $99.19, free shipping. Sort of a mid-level Sony for us. Here's a new old stock close-up lens that sold for $10.67. These close-up lenses and filters and adapter rings, occasionally we'll pick up a huge box of those and then we'll just list them and hang on to them. They typically sell from $10 all the way up to $100 depending on which one. You just have to wait for the right person to come along and make sure your description is spot on and make sure what's inside there actually matches what's on the box, which sometimes it doesn't. This is a Nikon film winder for a film camera, auto winder, power winder, $35.43. Wheeler has found a way to circumnavigate those things and actually test them. If you can't test them, you can get into a lot of trouble because people are not happy when they get them and they don't work. That's with a lot of camera stuff, and that's why testing is important on camera stuff, and it's actually pretty challenging until you get the hang of it. This is a Voigtlander guide. Voigtlander camera, $16.01, free shipping. This is a Sunpack flip flash bar accessory that sold for $18.67, free shipping. Panasonic Palm Quarter PVL 453D VHS-C, $59.04 plus shipping. Panasonics don't do as well in general as Sony's, and a lot of times when we buy lots of these things we have to take the good with the bad. Some flash bulbs, 3 packs of Blue Dot M3B flash bulb, $16.06, free shipping. We got a couple huge flash bulb lots, all different kinds, and some of them go like gold and some of them don't go that well. We're down on that lot to the ones that don't go so well, but they'll eventually set out. This is the FW80 Ford tractor belt buckle. That one really nice. That's a nice one, $19 plus $3.78 shipping. I've never bought the ones with sort of the enamel colored front like that. They're actually made a little cheaper. I guess it's a little more decorative. They sell really well. Snap-on right next to them there. That's $19 plus shipping. Snap-on belt buckles always sell well. This is a Craig 2607 cassette player. I can't remember if I tested it out. I think I tested it to turn on. Craig, well built, probably early 70s, right after 8 tracks, somewhere in there. $21.25 plus a bunch of shipping, going way out to Peaks Island, Maine. Sounds way out there. And Jack Daniel's very large belt buckle. Banana peeler, found that one at the flea market. Probably paid $5 or $6. $14.16, $4.35 shipping. And then a Christmas ornament, Jeff Gordon Hallmark ornaments, new in the box. Always sell well. $9.99 free shipping. That one's not a super great one. when I did consignment work. Wait a minute here. What do you want, Blatzman? Well, it looks like I've got a full beer, and so I'm not going to be able to help you pack tonight again, dealer. I know I've promised and promised and promised that I'd help you pack. In fact, I even moved over closer to your table here. And lo and behold, I've got a free hand, but I'm kind of staggering around. Too much Blatz. It's okay, Blatzman. You just stay put. I know you're always watching the shop for me. I talked about some of the security that we had, and I know you're head of security here at the Crazy Picker Life. Yeah, you know what they say. My eyes are always open. Okay, anyway, what was I saying about this? Who knows? Okay, this is, you start talking to yourself early in the morning. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I'm the kind of guy that's liable to talk to himself once in a while anyway, right? You can just tell by looking at me. It's funny because I have to kind of play along with the comments, and Lon gives me quite a few zingers, so it all filters through the show, right? Well, I got all those things picked. I did have one item that a question came in. I was glad to check it before I shipped it. They thought they bought film, and it turns out to not be film, so I've got to wait for a response on that tomorrow. So that one was not in the lineup. Then I had another one I can't find, and I'm going to do a little more research on it after I pack all these other ones up. I don't want to slow down the packing too much. It's always good to do what you can do quickly and then deal with some of the details, especially if they're not priority. If I spend an hour trying to figure that mess out, which I wouldn't, but then I'd be in less shape to pack these orders reasonably quickly. All right, I'm not going to bore you with the packing. I thought about putting a camera up or a tripod and just, put some music to it and fast it. Maybe I will sometime. These videos are going to continue to get better and better, more interesting, better edited, on and on and on, all that. We might even get a drone this summer and show you the flea market and show you some of these places that we go, show you some of the beautiful views out here in Kansas. I think that would be awesome. We're going to do all those things eventually. And the more people that subscribe, the more views that we get, the more I can transfer some energy towards these videos. I'll do that. The more I can get my kids involved. Wheeler this summer has said once he graduates, he's going to do a daily vlog. And I think that would be the best thing for him, because although my videos are not by any means content rich, awesome, edited well, super interesting, or whatever. The best way, if you're thinking about making videos, the best way to get better wherever you're at is to do it, and do it as often as you can. Not everybody can do a daily vlog. Some days I wonder what the heck I'm doing a daily vlog. But if you did once a week, if you did twice a week, over time you're going to get better. And Wheeler has some characteristics that I do, and one of them is go, go, go when you decide to do something. So I think a daily vlog will be good for him. Once he does that, I think we're going to get some cross shots and editing that we can use on this vlog, and I'm hoping that some of the other kids start picking up a camera or start wanting to edit or whatever. I think it's the wave of the future. Probably already missed it. I'm probably behind the 8 ball. Dealer here will be like 80 years old. I'll be like, Sonny, welcome to the show. It's the Crazy Picker Life. And everybody else will be into holograms and probably other stuff, I'll still be here on my YouTube. Where's my camera, and you know, anybody that's still left out there can watch. Whew. Bring back my Atari 2600 and I probably won't even list anymore. All right, I'm gonna pack orders. I will check in with my order stack before I go home to take a nap. Well, I'm just about done packing. Didn't get any more orders in, but I did forget one here. This is a watch, Seiko Quartz 2-tone gold silver, sold for 60 bucks. So I wanted to include that. So we did pretty well. Bunch of little ones and 4 UPS total. So not too bad, not too good. No, very happy with orders in general in December. I'm gonna go home and get a nap and get my day started. I'll be back before you know it. All right, so it's about 2 o'clock. I'm in the office trying to wrap up a few things and get to the post office. And so here's where this camera is supposed to be. These are the 3 broken-ish waterproof cool cameras. And so I got an order to ship one to Australia and I couldn't find it. So Wheeler says, oh yeah, I tested it, it's in my office. I said, well, great, I looked for it for 4 hours.
I didn't say it wasn't necessarily in my office, but I know that I answered the question a couple days ago, so I had it in my hand at some point.
So what's our usual procedure?
Well, usually I take it off the shelf, and if I know where it is, I'll put it back on the shelf. So
take it off what shelf? That has nothing. That shelf has nothing to do with it.
No, I don't know exactly why.
It ends up over here.
Here's what happened, I think.
Look, it's my own personal shelf. These are all your own personal things.
This isn't the place that I would have had it.
Well,
so I'm just saying, I just accidentally set up there. I don't know how that happened.
So it's supposed to go back here, so I reshelf it.
Yep. Back there, worst case, or back there.
Wheeler.
Ideally. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like I said, I just had a brain
well, I'm really glad to find it, but that's funny. All loaded up, ready to go. UPS later, USPS now. Pretty nice day out here today. Gonna get a little meltage on the snow. Reset. I think we get today and tomorrow before the Arctic stuff hits again here. Gonna get out, get a 2-mile run in with the boys today. Hopefully tomorrow. Trying to maintain. I have a good attitude about running. Unfortunately, some things have been throwing me off lately, so I guess good attitude, but not full dedication. So Wheeler and I, this is a Guru organic energy drink. Back in my day, when the internet started, I don't know when this would have been. Must have been 90s, early 90s. Yahoo! They would advertise on TV for the Yahoo search engine. Guru energy drink. Okay. So Wheeler and I clown around a lot. You know, it's so funny. I mean, we're obviously father and son, but the way we operate is so different. Part of it is the age difference and the experience difference. There's no doubt about that. And some of those things I struggle with a little bit, only because I've made a lot of mistakes in my business life and personal life. And to be so close to somebody, you want to help them, but they have to go through the same experiences. There's shortcuts, but there's still, you know, if you don't have those experiences, the actual hearing about it or being told about it is just not the same. So I try every day to be very patient. Another big difference is Wheeler is real into how things work and technical, and you know, finds a lot of joy in all those differences and all those descriptions and details and information, and I back far away from that. I just don't have the energy or the time, and I'm more of the systems guy around the business, so it's really important to me to be able to find an inventory item. And for Wheeler, you know, he answered a question on it, he got sidetracked, he set the darn thing up on his his shelf, and he doesn't realize that when I'm in at 1 in the morning trying to find that thing, I'm gonna spend some time looking for it. So it is funny how we integrate, and for the most part the overlap is good and our individual qualities are good, and it makes us a pretty good team. I would like to add a few more people to the team that can round us out even farther, but I do know realistically along with that since I'm the leader and the organizer and the workflow person and the end all of end all when there's problems, I realize I'm gonna have to grow as a leader, or I'm gonna get really stressed out. And that's, I guess that's my reward. Someday, I don't know, maybe I'll watch these videos and be in my old rocking chair and be able to enjoy the process, or at least laugh about it more. It is a little stressful for me. Mondays, right? I'm on my my go-between hour from before my first part of Monday and my second part of Monday. I'm gonna get rid of my orders here at USPS and get home, get a run in, finish up school with everybody, have supper with the family, and then back in the office, hopefully. Well, we got a lot of packages today. There's looks like maybe 1 return and 3 boxes of test strips. And I'm here to get Wheeler out of there, and if he wants to come to UPS, he can come to UPS. There's all my UPS packages. I had to move those because we got some foam and some boxes, some things from Uline, so I can do some packing. I'm gonna have a big order that comes in on a semi truck, but this is gonna kind of weigh me over till the new year. We decided to make our big order for boxes and stuff in the new year, when it will help our taxes, since next year we're gonna make a lot of money and we need as many deductions next year, not this year, as we can. So let me get Wheeler and we'll go to UPS. I'll probably just flip this back on when we are back in the office after supper. Back in the office after supper. I think I've got 5 orders stacked up to pack. That's one thing I'm going to do tonight. I got a bunch of test strips in, and some of them over here, like the True Test and the True Matrix, aren't worth much anymore. I still accept them. Contours are okay. Make a little bit of money on those, and then these over here, 100 size Contour Next, are always pretty good. So that's a good set there. I still take the good with the bad. I'm gonna have to come up with a plan to start eliminating some of the brands that I don't want to take anymore and I don't want to deal with. I have to start weaning myself from some of those that, you know, by the time it's all said and done, I might make $5 or $10 on an order, but the time involved is not good for me. So the Lazy Pickers out of California sent me a shirt today. Appreciate that. Something about, I can't read it backwards in the cameras, but something about dog years, this is only 1 beer. And I was talking to a cool shirt, thank you very much. I was talking, and it's a good size too. I put it over my sweatshirt. I am an extra large, but this is a good one. I did put it over my sweatshirt. I was talking to Wheeler about my shirt, and he said, how long did dogs, is the first year dog year?
Well, apparently the first dog year is 15 years in human years. The second dog year is 9 years in human years, and every year beyond that is 5 years in human years.
Okay, so what does this thing say here?
In dog years, you've only had 1, or I've only had 1. So
right, so if we're talking the first year, that's like 15 beers.
Yeah.
So.
Only.
That would have to be like Blatt's Light. I don't remember the last time I drank 15 beers.
That's like 2.5. That's like 3.5 beer miles.
3.5 beer miles.
3.5 miles.
But anyway, very cool shirt. Appreciate that. Certainly unsolicited. You don't have to send me anything out there, but if you want to, go ahead. I appreciate it. You're helping change my wardrobe. Okay, hey, I got to pack some orders and list some things and do a couple other things. We got a day off tomorrow.
Yeah.
I see you're listing bits and pieces.
Yep. In my office.
We had a question come in on YouTube, and it came in on the private questions.
Yeah.
And it looks like it came in a month ago. I don't know how the heck I missed it. But I'm going to hit you with this, let you think a little bit about it, and I'll come back and talk to you about it later.
Okay.
The guy bought like 75 cameras, 75 lenses from a lifelong collector and a bunch of bits and pieces.
Yeah.
And the message showed that he was a little overwhelmed by that purchase and wanted some help from us and wanted to know if, you know, you were for hire and all that kind of stuff. And I'll talk with you off camera what my thoughts are on that. I want you to kind of formulate some thoughts, mainly on what should somebody do that stumbles into a big lot like that. How would they, what are some tips on moving forward without the ability to sit there and consult an expert?
One piece at a time.
No. We're not doing it right now.
Oh, okay.
I want you to think.
I have to think of that.
I want you to let your brain work on that so that we can go through that a little bit later, because neither of us have time to do that until the work's done.
Okay.
But I was interested in the question, and he gave us his site, and so we'll have to look some of these things up.
Yeah, definitely.
After we're done getting our listing done for the day. And then I looked at it closely, and I'm like, oh man, that comment came in a month ago. And the guy is nice enough. He said, you know, if you don't respond, I'll understand. And now I feel bad because I don't know how it got sandwiched in there with some of the private messages. Not very many people send me private messages, and so I don't check that very often. And this one somehow got sandwiched in there, so I didn't even see it.
Same thing with some of my Facebook things. I've had a couple issues with that before too.
Well, I don't even check Facebook.
No, I don't. I have my old Candy Guy account.
Your mom yells at me when I don't answer the Facebook posts, and I told her just to get rid of it.
Yep, never even looked at my Facebook. That's my old problem.
I had it up there.
A couple that went through there, and people are like, oh.
I had the Facebook thing up there for a while, and I was like, I don't deal with Facebook. I don't deal well with that.
Nope.
Dealer don't deal well with Facebook, so I don't do it. Anyway, we'll get back to that question a little bit later. Anything else?
Nope.
All right, we'll catch you later. So I'm going to try to list these test strips, get those going. Sometimes they sell quick. I want those big ones, those expensive ones, to sell quick. And then the other ones we'll just let float. Then I'm going to pack some orders, run some sales, list some more items. Talk to Wheeler. And we'll be out of here, and tomorrow's a day off. With a topic, of course. Not sure what it is yet. Okay, so the good with the bad. Here is a Sony. Just got done refunding a $109 recorder. Part of the problem with some of these items is when they leave your facility, something can break. It's 100 reasons why it can break, but when it comes back, you get to refund the money. Look what came back.
Whoa.
Ah, it's stuck in my finger. Careful. Oh, jeez. Get it. Ouch.
There's a warning label on some of these that says, warning, do not get fingers jammed in film thing.
Yeah, I needed that.
It literally says that on
I needed that finger warning there.
Not all of them, on some of them.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is like a shark. So this was a guy you had 4 conversations back and forth. You gave him some things to try and sent it back. So the question I have is, that's not how it left this office.
It's not.
I packed those things pretty well. What can happen?
I'm thinking condensation inside the camera, freezing weather. Basically, he turned it on too quickly and it short-circuited something in the motor there.
Oh yeah, so we're running into the
cold weather conundrum that we
Yeah, it happens. It happens every year with electronics, and it messes with lenses too.
Yep. Yeah, we just had a lens today.
Especially when they fly from here somewhere else, and they either go cold to warm, warm to cold, whatever. Seem to turn on.
What? Yeah, I'll turn on just fine. I have a couple things I'm going to try because I looked up, I did some research on this thing.
Well, it's a shame.
They're all temporary fixes, so it's going to have to be sold for parts.
It's a shame because it's $110.
It does, yeah, it is. And we actually, I think we might even send this one in. Now, it's a model similar to the ones we send in to get the touchscreen replaced. So somebody's going to buy this and replace the touchscreen on theirs. So
yeah.
It'll sell for parts for a little bit more than most of them, but still.
Well, anyway, I don't really have any more questions. Okay. So all that stuff goes with it. You can do whatever you want.
Yep.
You got all the parts?
Yep.
Got everything organized?
Yep.
No wonder you have stuff all over your office. I just bring stuff and throw it at you.
Exactly.
Blame
it on you.
Blame it all on dealer, because dealer just wants to get stuff off his desk. Oh boy, I hate refunding money, but what can you do? We refund money every time. Okay, I can't take it anymore. I've got to list this thing. It's in my way. That's my justification. You see my bicycle's trying to make its way through here, and it can't quite fit, and I don't want to move things twice, so I'm trying to work my way down this corridor. These two hot point signs need to be doctored up and then listed, and then this guy and this guy. I'm going to start with this one tonight. I'm going to list that right now. And let's see, I'm going to set this down for a minute. Okay, your brain has had long enough to think.
Long times to think.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm behind this tripod here, so I might as well just hook this right up on there. Ooh.
Late night with Wheeler.
So this gentleman, just to refresh, bought a big lot of cameras.
Yep.
I'll have you read through his message here in a minute. We'll look at his website, at some of his listings, and then you can give your ideas.
Okay.
So let's do that. Well, Wheeler's doing that. Let's talk about this. So on this big one here, I need to find out what this flame is from. I don't know if it's Amico. I don't know. A viewer said it was something else, so I'll check that out. It's big. It's going to be pretty tough to ship. Not many of them out there. So $2.99 plus shipping is where I'll start that, and it's not going to ship too cheap. So I'm going to list that. I'm going to do a little research on it, put up a listing on that. We're going to go back to talk to Wheeler about this question that came in. And then that's pretty much it for the show today. Let's see what's going on tomorrow. Supposedly, I'm supposed to hear word if we get to stay here, sign a new lease, or if we're going to be booted to the other side or somewhere else. I've come to terms with, if we're going to be booted, I'm going to look at the other side closely. I've got one other place in town I'm going to look at. There's no way we can move home. We can't make it work. It's just too small, too tight, too crazy over there. There was a reason 3 years ago we moved out. It just was not possible. People could not separate work from play, and now that we've pretty much taken over the whole basement with our family, not going to work. So if we have to move, 1 or 2 places most likely, and then we'll just take the pressure off, get things done that we need to get done, and build this building. So hopefully we find that out tomorrow or this week. I'm taking tomorrow off, but I'll have a topic. Let's go see if Wheeler has completed his assignment so I can get this video uploading. Dun, 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 dun. All right.
Yeah, on his page here, looking at some of the listings.
Yeah, so let me give you my 1 minute take, okay?
Yep.
And did you read my message to him? That's my 1 minute take.
Yeah.
So basically, somebody like that, you're not going to be able to wave a magic wand and spend an hour or two with them, and they're going to be able to do much more than they could do if they just look some things up on Google.
I seem to have a pretty good grasp on it according to the listings and stuff. They seem to have good keywords and everything pretty well done. I haven't looked at their descriptions, so.
Yeah, so you copy what's out there, you Google what's out there, you dig in, do the best you can, and you make some mistakes. I mean, if you want to give some advice on some of the specific things that he mentioned, like the fungus or the cleaning or things like that, we've talked about these before in other videos.
Yeah.
That's most of the time it's just not worth it. Sell it, take pictures, describe it as it is, mark it up a little bit if you're unknown, and take offers, take questions. One thing that I was going to mention, then I'll let you talk, is offer unconditional 30-day guarantee on your items. That way that takes the pressure off somebody buying it. If it doesn't work for them, they're going to send it back.
Yep.
Okay, what do you...
good feedback, seems to be a reputable seller, seems to be selling some stuff. So I don't know. Something to add on that.
Really? You don't have anything to add?
Well, I don't know.
Do you want to do a 2-hour simulcast with this person? I mean...
I don't mind, but...
Well...
No.
And it's not, it's not anything against this person. I just don't think that's going to solve their problems.
Yeah. That's it. If they have some specific questions or something, they can leave them in the comments and I can address them.
Well, I know you're willing to help anybody, but the real point is, can you help somebody learn 4 or 5 years of learning in an hour or two? They're still going to have to make mistakes. They're still going to have to look stuff up. They're still going to have to describe things wrong until they get a better feel for them. Nobody that's new to cameras and has no idea how to take apart a lens is going to be able to take apart a lens and clean the mold out of there without a real struggle the first few times.
Well, yeah, they're going to make some mistakes and stuff, but I wouldn't say it's unlearnable. It's not that difficult. At least for me, I don't know, I could explain it pretty quickly. But
so do it.
Like, what aspect?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I can tell them how I clean stuff. I can tell them how I test stuff. It's just reasonably simple. For me, anyway.
Well, yeah, for you, you've been doing it for how long?
Yeah, but I mean, I could pass that on to somebody pretty easily. I feel. I don't know. Now, what you're... I mean...
All right, so this is not going how I wanted it to go.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to control it. What I'm trying to do is have you give advice to somebody who just hits the mother load on camera stuff, feels a little overwhelmed. What should they do? They don't want to sell stuff super cheap at auction.
Yeah.
They want to get the money out of it. They want to feel like an expert, but they're not an expert. Is that even possible? Or do they need to back off a couple notches and sell it more like an observer as opposed to an expert? You were not...
like an expert isn't possible from a beginner's perspective unless they have a lot of experience with it, which...
And that's what I wanted. Yeah. What I wanted you to say. You've been playing around with camera gear nonstop for 5 years. Even if you were with them there, because we tried this with somebody who was a non-camera person who was pretty
experienced that and whatever.
Right, but it's still going to take a lot of time and playing around with it. There's no shortcut.
Yeah.
That's what I want you to say.
Okay. Well, I mean, I could completely explain everything I do in like a 1 hour segment. You have to go back and like. You'd have to apply that be difficult to apply.
Well, you would still have to, buy a few things, do a few things, experiment with a few things, break a few things. You'd have to diagnose a few things. You'd miss a few things. It depends on who you're selling to. Some people are so anal that there's no way you're going to please them, and then other people, they don't even care.
Yep.
Depending on what country you send it to, depending on what kind of person. I mean, all this stuff is experiential, and so I think the person is diligent enough by looking at their listings that they're going through that process. Now, like I mentioned, unfortunately, this message is a month old, so I'm assuming that this person
decided to start unloading this stuff. By the way, what do you think about the stuff they have?
Seems to be pretty good stuff. I didn't look through it.
Do you want to buy some of it?
Maybe. If it's a lot or something, I'm not interested piece by piece.
Right.
Sure. But
anyway.
Right here, actually. Now, that's pretty. It's interesting stuff for sure, definitely.
Well, it'd be the kind of stuff we'd like to pick
Absolutely.
up.
Yeah, that's cool stuff.
And hopefully they didn't pay a whole lot for it. Hopefully they paid what it's worth. They sold some pretty good stuff out of there.
Oh, yeah, they sold 250 sheets of photo paper for $585.
Well, or best offer. So,
oh, yeah.
But still,
250 for the in your photo paper. Some serious stuff there.
All right, last question. So, are there lens cleaning tutorials? Are there camera tutorials? Are there other vintage tutorials out there where you learned and Google words, Google search words? I mean, is this stuff all out there?
That I wouldn't know. I forget completely how I learned it. It's just kind of through little snippets here and there or wherever. I don't have a specific place I can recommend. It's all,
yeah.
Because I mean, I can make a video, but I'll probably do that eventually on certain things, whatever, because I've been kind of doing that lately. But no, I don't have anyone in particular.
Well, I guess it's hard for me to fathom that we could duplicate you in a short time.
Yeah. No, I definitely. It'd have to be somebody who's very, very motivated, very wanting to get on it, and then I could. Because it's basically like, here's how you test a lens, you test the focusing ring, you test the aperture, you test the thing, you look through it, haze, fungus, that would look like this, to check for scratches, and then you read on the lens, clean it with a microfiber cloth, and then you pretty much, that's about it. So it's not rocket science, but it's not.
No.
It's definitely experiential. Like I've. What do you call it?
But you run into a lot of variances, both in the condition of the lens.
Yeah.
And the types of lenses.
Yeah, lenses a little bit different. Cameras, like I'd say 95% would fit into a certain thing, and then the rest would be you can't really find them, you'd have trouble pricing them, that kind of thing.
Right, and maybe you don't...
Less of they picked up here is a little older.
And maybe you don't remember how many lenses we've got back and how many we've had problems with. And
well, the thing is, when you act like the expert, you actually have to be an expert to back that up.
Well, even if you're not an expert and somebody doesn't like what they get, if you don't treat the situation right, you'll end up getting a negative.
Yeah, too.
Or a return, or both.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, okay. Anything else?
Nope.
Brian, I tried to help you out. I don't know what to tell you. We can't hire Wheeler out. Wheeler would work for free for anybody just because he enjoys the stuff. And I don't know. I need him here. I pay him, right? So I looked at your listings. I didn't look at them in depth. They look pretty good. Keep at it, because here's the thing. If you got 75 cameras, 75 lenses, a couple hundred pieces of camera gear, and you're painfully working through those, and hopefully you're doubling your money or more in long sell, whatever it takes to get through that stuff, that will be huge experience when you go buying the next time. The difference between Wheeler 5 years ago and Wheeler today is he can buy much better on the front end, and it's not as bad on the back end, and it takes a while to get there. So I'm trying to help, but then again, we can only do so much in helping people with the camera stuff. Everybody wants help with the camera stuff. They see that there's big money there. There is good money there, but it is not free. And by not free, I mean there's time involved, and there's energy, and there's pain, and all those things. And if you're a person that wants to do that, I think it's well worth it, but you really have to want to do it. It's for somebody who wants to do camera stuff casually, you just have to treat it more casually and not expect quite the same amount of profit, the same results, etc. It's the same as when I list something that I don't know anything about. I can still list it. I just have to list it as a more casual observer as opposed to an expert. Can't become an expert overnight. You can get better. Appreciate the comment. Sorry it took so long for us to see it. Looks like you're doing pretty good with your listings. All right, I've got to get this flame thing listed and this video edited and figure out what I'm going to do about this camera that I cannot find. I think I'm going to refund it. It's a different one. This time of year, a lot of interesting stuff sells. A lot of stuff that's sort of like bottom of the barrel. I think people have time off starting now until the end of the year, and so they dig in and they find some things that they're really looking for, and then we can't find them because it took 2 years for them to show up. Appreciate the comments and questions. I'll be on tomorrow with some sort of topic. I cannot decide what to talk about, but when the time comes, we'll do that. Thanks for watching. Pick well, list often. Dealer out.
Hey, Wheeler. Dealer Production.